What's up, everybody? I'm talking with August Harper and the Effective Citizen podcast fame. We're talking a little bit about the Utah rave bust. Wasn't really a bust because they weren't really doing anything wrong as far as we're concerned.
Here's something that I wanted to ask you. Are you familiar with Posse Comitatus? What it is it's an act that was making it unlawful to employ any part of the Army of the United States as a posse or otherwise for the purpose of executing the laws, okay?
Okay.
So basically what they're saying here is we are not going to allow the military to come in and enforce our laws for us.
Right.
Well, when you begin to train the police in a military fashion, all right, you are, in a sense, circumventing Posse Comitatus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there has been almost an utter repeal of Posse Comitatus as of late, and this is evidence of the police state that's being set up in America, training the police in military fashion. When I lived in Napa, California, I went to San Francisco and spoke with a couple of people out there. And one of the things that we talked about was the Royal North Korean Guard training the San Francisco PD in removing citizens' weapons, breaking into homes, busting down doors, breaking windows, and removing weapons from people in the event that it ever became necessary to disarm the populace. Well, what happens is it's an incremental step. You set up martial law in one area of the country, all right? And you do it again and again and again. Little by little, you start establishing martial law. Now, we remember that a state of martial law was established by Governor Jeb Bush on September 10th of 2001, the day before September 11th. Today, Tuesday, there was a state of martial law called in the city of New Orleans.
I wasn't aware of that. I know that it's underwater.
Yeah, well, the city's destroyed. The entire city is destroyed. It's all under 12 feet of water right now. And when I say destroyed, I'm talking about the casino is deposited into the street. The Bay Street Bridge is totally destroyed. All of the homes and businesses in and around the lowland areas are submerged. So the president calls for a state of martial law. All right, and they're evacuating the Superdome right now and getting everyone out of the city. The FEMA trucks are moving in.
Oh, yeah.
And they're establishing bases. Well, here's the problem. There is no need to call for martial law during a natural disaster. What happens is the military authority takes control of the administration. And basically that becomes necessary to favor the activity of the military authorities and the organization. So when you want to aid military organizations, what you're talking about is if you're under attack, okay, or you have a state of panic in a city, like when there was massive riots in Los Angeles, okay, which, as we've come to find out, according to Operation Lasso and Operation Garden Plot, that were all staged events. The CIA handed out guns, drugs, and cash, and incited the riots. So you see the creation of a necessity for martial law. Well, when there's been a public disaster, when there's been a natural disaster like this, there's absolutely no need to call for martial law. You can call for a state of emergency. Okay, that sounds good. I believe that they do need to call for a state of emergency. But martial law? Is there a war going on? You know, is there some kind of coup d'etat taking place? What's happening? You know, I mean, martial law is usually relegated to dictatorship. And specifically, military dictatorship.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but they can bring up any reason they want to call martial law, and it's really ridiculous.
Well, meanwhile, this thing's going on in New Orleans, and, you know, of course, we're all very sad about that, and, you know, it's a real disaster, and it's very sad. There was some stuff going on that you mentioned to me earlier, something about ASVM Volume 5.
Oh, yes.
Political dissenters are now psychotic.
Yeah, labeling political dissent as a psychosis. Well, this happened a couple of weeks ago, but the booklet was just released a few days ago. Essentially, what they want to do is label people that have a disagreement with the current administration. And you do this essentially by saying, okay, if you disagree with the administration, there must be something wrong with you. Okay? And we can establish that if there's something wrong with you, you need psychiatric help for it. And now we can establish that you need all kinds of medical drugs, all aids big pharmacon.
And this goes back to kind of hate crime law.
Exactly.
Right. It's like you hate the administration,
right.
And the administration is all about love and spreading freedom.
Of course.
Therefore, you are a threat to that.